So Dr. Vera says that she is really happy to see everyone here. She's also happy to see new faces here, Alexander, Raisa, Vera Nikolaevna, and all others. So today, this will be our last meeting for this summer, and our next meeting will be scheduled only for September and further on. But still, MITIA Association will continue its work. New trends and new areas for work are being in development. And today we will have a quite interesting report presented by Reiko Suzuki and Tomona Miyazaki. This report, the topic is music therapy. And these two specialists, they always bring to us very art-related content, high vibrations and harmony, and they're really great professionals in this area, and they have very vast experience. And this project, Music Therapy by IPP, was initiated early in 2014, but in IPP Japan, it was initiated 3 years ago. And Dr. Vera says that during all these years, the participants accumulated very vast experience, and they achieved lots of significant results, know-hows, and much more interesting stuff. So yes, right now, Dr. Vera says now we will give the word to our presenters, and then we will hear them, and then we will be able to share our opinions. So please. Ms. Suzuki says she would like to thank for this, Dr. Vera, for this opportunity. This is a great opportunity for them. This is also a great honor to participate in this session. And so let us begin. So today we would like to present you our report, Metatron Music Project. And we will begin with the contents of our presentation. So first of all, we will very briefly go through the healing effects of music. Then again, very briefly about the types of music therapy. Then we will go in more details with the Metatron Music Project itself. There, we will show you images of before and after listening to music on the level of chakras. Then we'll speak about our current project, the effect of listening to music to a level of DNA. After that, we will go through a frequently asked questions section. Then we will go into details of our current project and our plans for our future projects. And as we'll take Holy Quran as the example. Healing effects of music. The healing effects of music and sound have been known to mankind for a long time. Much has been said and written about this, so we will not linger on this point too much. We just want to say that one of the most striking examples is the ancient Greek great mathematician and philosopher Pythagoras. Pythagoras believed that the cause of diseases and illnesses is a disorder of the soul. He used music that reflects the harmony of the universe to tune the human soul, to synchronize human soul with the harmony of the cosmos. In this way, he cleansed and treated mental and physical disorders. So we can say that Pythagoras used music as a part of medical instrument. Even here it says that Pythagoras, he saw the form of music in the movement of sun, moon, and planets. For a long time, music continued to develop in parallel with medicine. It reached a particularly bright stage of bloom in the late Baroque era. So yes, on the right side, we see example on an essay that was published in 1729. It was called Medicina Musica. Well, it was written by an English physician and writer of the 18th century, Richard Browne. This Richard Browne considered that he thought about the influence of music on the human body based on scientific knowledge of these times. In particular, he thought of the possibility of using music to treat various diseases. Browne's researches reflect the scientific approach of the Enlightenment age. This article by him, this work by him, is mentioned in the history of medicine and music as one of the early attempts to link music and medicine. In the 19th century, this trend subsided a little bit, but then in the 20th century, such a discipline as music therapy appeared, and then there was a rapid rise in this area. In the 21st century, music therapy began to develop especially actively. So this was because medical technology has begun to develop actively also, and what was previously only a hypothesis has received scientific confirmation. And this fact helped music therapy to take a big step forward. This what helped music therapy to go forward and advance greatly. So when we worked with the Metatron system, we also realized that music has a beneficial effect on a person. That's why we want to talk a little bit about our project called Metatron Music and share our experience. There are two types of music therapy. Active music therapy, when patients sing or play music instruments, and passive music therapy, when a patient listens to the music. In our project, we used only a passive form of music therapy. In May 2021, the Metatron Music project has been launched by IPP Japan company. The famous producer, Mr. Nakawaki, participated in this project. Today, we will tell you about this project that we we conducted together with Mr. Nakawaki. In this project, Metatron Music, with participation of Mr. Nakawaki, we used a Metatron system with Oriental Holistic software. So, what is the Metatron Music project? This is a project that allows you to see the results of music influence on the human body with the help of Metatron system. How do we conduct our studies? First, we take screening of a patient with Metatron system. Then the client listens to a certain music. After that, we repeat screening using the Vegeta test function and check the difference before and after. If the result is positive, then the patient listens to the same music every day for 20 minutes during 1 month. And then we check him again with Metatron system. In this project, we used different music and sounds that we selected or prepared each time before the study. Well, most extensively, we used box music, ambient music, and music with different sound effects, including binaural sound effects. Here is an example of such music.
Ambiente музыку.
And next example, ambient music. Now we want to show you the results before and after listening to music. We work with chakras because the emotional background of a person is best shown by chakras. So these two images are the results of this, in the same day of the same client. The client is Mr. Nakawaki himself. The left image is before listening to music, and the right one is 20 minutes after listening to music. He listened to ambient music with the effect of binaural frequencies. As you can see, all the chakra channels have opened, not only by one step, by 1 point as seen on the third or sixth chakras, but even by 2 points as seen on the first and fourth chakras. It is very impressive that the fifth, sixth, and seventh chakras remained within the open channel pattern. So they didn't switch to the first point, which means too much external energy. We see that the result is very harmonic. So first and fourth chakras, which were blocked, have fully opened. First chakra is in charge of the urinary and reproductive systems, and the fourth chakra is a cardiovascular system. At the physiological level, the patient had prenosological changes in the prostate gland. So we can predict that music could have a positive effect not only on emotional background, but also on the body itself. And now we want to show you how the results of chakras changed with continuous systematic listening to Metatron music. Here you can see how the results have changed from June 2021 to February 2022. We definitely can see that improvements occurred at the chakra level after systematically listening to a certain music. Here you can see that the first and the fourth chakras, which were blocked in June of 2021, fully opened in February 2022. When listening to music for a long time every day, we still cannot say with 100% accuracy that it was the music that influenced the results. There may be a lot of factors and aspects that influenced the positive shift in the results. But we can definitely say that music was a part of this positive effect to emotional and mental background. So due to the fact that with continuous daily listening to music, it is impossible to say exactly what influenced the result shown by Metatron system. We believe that for observing a particular music without effect of other factors on the emotional, mental, and physical background of a person, it will be more correct to use a Vegeta test function for comparing before and after listening to music. Now we work on another project, the impact of music at the DNA level. In the article written by Professor Nesterov, which is called Psychophysics as a new priority area of modern science, which was included into a collection of works called Physical Basics of Information Interaction, it was written that DNA molecules are capable of generating coherent radiation, and they act as the receiving antennas. Then Professor Nesterov continues in his work. Moreover, DNA is also responsible for receiving information from the outside. And thanks to this, the human body constantly interacts with the fields of other living beings, objects, and the Earth as a whole. Besides, with the help of these DNA antennas, he can receive information from the informational field. Based on this explanation, we are now developing a research protocol for studying the influence of music at the level of DNA with use of Metatron system. We are confident that this project will allow us to build a more specific methodology for choosing music in the field of music therapy. Now let's speak about frequently asked questions. So first, music selection. So first, genre, then music instruments, and also question, do we additionally process or post-process music? If yes, how exactly? Well, first of all, everyone is interested in the question of choosing the music. So there is a certain stereotype that classical music or ambient music gives a positive result, and modern music, especially hard rock, gives a negative result. And after conducting experiments with more than 80 different works from various genres, we are convinced that so far we are not ready to talk about these genres. Well, since the results of our study were ambiguous. Well, it would seem that classical music is good and the hard rock is bad, but at the level of chakras, it wasn't quite soul. It means that hard rock could also show a positive result. So therefore, at the moment, we cannot yet name a clear criterion for choosing music by genre. We can only say that listening to this music should not irritate our client. Client needs to like this type of music. And therefore, for now, we're using more neutral music, music of a Baroque era. We are we are often asked about our music instruments. The piano has very rich and complex overtone structure. This is thanks to the peculiarity of the structure and the shape of the piano. This fact creates a very good atmosphere and environment for the human body. So the orchestra also has very rich overtone structure, and therefore we like to use orchestral music as well. We also like to use synthesizer because such type of music can be easily post-processed. The next question: do we additionally post-process our music? If yes, then how? And answer: yes, we are partially post-process it. For certain types of music, for example, ambient music, we apply a binaural effect and sounds of nature to these recordings of music with the use of Mr. Nakawaki's technology. But unprocessed music also tends to have a positive effect on emotions and the human body itself. That's why we don't process all the music we use. And thus, Metatron system gives us the opportunity to assess how music affects a person. In addition to this project called Influence of Music at the level of DNA, we are working on another project, which is called Essence of Music. So this Essence of Music project includes not only music itself, but also prayers from different countries. In Japan, there are already evidences that various prayers can reduce stress and improve person's well-being, regardless of their faith. And we are sure that we will be able to confirm that with the help of Metatron system. And to begin with, we took a prayer from Quran under the guidance of Dr. Abdullah Al-Mandari. And the results were amazing. Dr. Abdullah sent us the whole set of prayers from Quran. And we are currently preparing a study protocol. But first of all, as always, as usual, we decided to start with ourselves. This is after listening to only one holy prayer for 6 minutes. As you can see from this image, it can already be assumed that the holy prayers from the Quran can have very positive effects on a person's energy background. Previously, it was image from the July 3rd. The next image is July 4th, the result of listening to another prayer, number 78. Dr. Al-Mandari told us to work with people who have prevailing anxiety and despondency emotions at alone with the prayer number 36. So we decided to select this prayer number 36 and listen to it. So these are Reiko's results. So from July 8th to July 22nd, Ms. Reiko, she listened to this prayer every evening for 20 minutes before going to bed. The first image was July 11th. The next image after it was July 22nd. So then we decided to identify emotions not only on the level of chakras, but also in brain. As you can see, the initial emotions are not very good. Well, they are negative, moreover. The first was July 3rd. So the image on the left is the emotion on the level of chakras, and on the right is brain. Then next, July 4th, July 8th. And this day, Ms. Reiko, she began to listen to prayer number 36. And you see this image from July 11. It's quite difficult to say that this is one and the same person. And so the last example is July 22nd. And if we browse all the images one by one, we will see that completely new emotions appeared in the same model. So these results are only preliminary results so far, and they are only the beginning of a systematic study. And we hope that soon we will be able to share with you the amazing results of the Essence of Music project. So first of all, Dr. Rera says that she would like to thank Tomona Reiko for interesting presentation, and this was a very creative approach, and Dr. Vera saw the degree of immersion into this project. Dr. Vera herself, she observed this project during development of this project, and this creative approach is very interesting according to her. Another thing is another fact that Dr. Abdullah advised them to use it more extensively, and to include not only Flanger scale on chakras, but also the emotional background. And it was very convincing that this listening to this music can really change the situation, can bring a lot of good to a person. First of all, Dr. S says that to her and to our presenters will be quite interesting to listen to your opinions on that presentation, because every one of you have the same possibilities, and you have your own example, you have your own experience in such area. So it will be really interesting for us to listen to your opinion and to listen about your experience in that.